Good evening, everybody out there. Good morning if you're over in Australia. I know a lot of you are here. Good afternoon to some of you. Welcome in here. Glad to see all of you guys. I apologize. I'm starting a little bit late. I was with my attachment repair program. We were all working together in the community and answering questions. So I do a big, giant live Q&A with my members inside there on Wednesdays. So glad you're here and thank you for being patient. I appreciate you guys. Edith, glad you're here. Knock, knock. Who's there? Uh-oh. Who's there? My son, he's 2 years old, and somebody taught him, that was my friend Andre, taught him the interrupting, uh, interrupting cow or interrupting duck or whatever. But he doesn't understand that. So he just yells, knock, knock. And then he like interrupts you by punching you as hard as he can. He's like 2 years old. He's like a little gorilla. So knock, knock jokes now make me very, very nervous. So good to see you guys. Adam's here. Yes. Patchouli Flower, Edith, glad you guys are here. Jade, Fadnama, you'll catch the replay. Glad to hear it. Deborah, Cherna, glad you're here. Username. Well, there you go. There you go. Glad you're here. Welcome, everybody. Tonight, what do you do with an avoidant man who doesn't share his feelings? So tonight's conversation will not be about shock collars or any kind of torture. Tonight's conversation will be how do you manage in a relationship with an avoidant man who does not express himself emotionally in what he's experiencing. The avoidant men in the audience are already throwing up. Guys, I know you're here. You're like rolling your eyes. Why? Why should I express my feelings? I can hear my buddy Andre right now. Why should I share my feelings? They achieve nothing. It's just wasted time. I could use making money. Right? He's saying this on the podcast recently. The grand gestures as well. Much love, my friend. Avoidant men are out there saying like, why are you so determined to get me to share my emotions? It seems purposeless. Meanwhile, people who love avoidant men are saying, man, I wish he would share this experience with me so that I could blank, blank, and blank. And then we'll fill in some of those blanks here tonight. Sounds like a guy I love. Changing woman. There you go. It is. It is. That's what it is. We love these avoidant guys. They are good people usually, not the manipulative ones. Be careful of them, but the ethical avoidant men. We love these guys. How do you handle it when he's not emotionally expressive? So here's what you need to know. Avoidant men learned in childhood that emotions either make people crazy and do bad things, or emotions overwhelm you and make you feel stuck and foolish, or emotions can be weaponized and used as blunt instruments to justify bad behavior. Those are pretty much like the three things that avoidant people learn that emotions do. People got dysregulated, freaked out, treated him like crap, freaked out, blew up their family, cheated on parents, cheated on each other, yelled at each other, screamed at each other, got too stressed out, couldn't handle it, never spent time with him, whatever it might be. Or his emotions maybe overwhelmed him and prevented him from knowing what to do or bonding with people or taking opportunities, or he feels like times he has lost his discipline, his emotional discipline is where he's made bad decisions. Or he said people weaponize emotions against him and force him into what's called coercive soothing, where he's forced to make them feel better against his will. Coercive soothing, that's a term. Avoidant guys out there, when someone says that you're gaslighting them or stonewalling them, well, you're coercing me into soothing you. You're practicing coercive soothing. There's the term you can put right back. If somebody's unfairly accusing you of gaslighting, stonewalling, you are coercing. You're practicing coercive soothing. There's the term right there. Don't misuse that. Don't be that guy. But coercive soothing. These are the things that make avoidant men run away from emotions. So if avoidant guys are out there right now, please let me know. Let me know if you're out there right now and if this is true and accurate or not. Okay. That said, why? Why would these men share their emotions if these are the three things that emotions do? Well, what we need to help these avoidant men understand is the purpose of sharing emotions. Because when you say, "Come on, share your feelings with me," you know that like the Chihuahua meme of like the Vietnam flashback happening behind the dog. That's him remembering times he shared feelings or that other people shared feelings with him. He has a Vietnam flashback about emotions, and then he's like, "Never, we will never go there again." And that's his response to the feelings. So you trying to drag the emotions out of him, torture. Then he's like, "Do your worst. I'll never have a feeling again." And then it gets really bad from there, right? And this is where we bust out the shock collars, or not, hopefully. This is why it goes so badly. So there's no reason for him to share his feelings. Instead, what we need to do, if he's ethically avoidant, help him understand the mechanical practices of it, right? Why does this have purpose? What benefit does it serve? Something along these lines. And I love working with my coaching clients and giving them phrases to say, "Hey, I really like it when you share a little bit of emotional context with me so that I can understand mentally where you're at. It helps me to feel like you're predictable. It helps me to understand that my feet are on solid ground and that we're not about to explode or die. But it also helps me to understand how I can be useful to you during your times of stress. I can back off and give you some breathing room. If you're having a challenge, maybe I can find a way to support you in a way that you maybe didn't think of. I also want to share those moments with you because even if you aren't ready yet for me to like love on you and support you and snuggle you, then there will be times perhaps where when you're really hurting and stressed out, maybe I can give you some peace. I would love to give you peace. Avoidant men don't understand emotions typically because they've spent a lifetime trying not to. They understand like mechanically what other people do when they have feelings, but they don't usually understand their own emotions that well, except of course where they're a risk. What they do understand is this idea someday of the promised land of peace. I'd like to feel peace someday. Helping them understand you sharing some emotional context. Don't say share your feelings, share some emotional context, right? There's the phrasing emotional context. I'd like to help you find peace if I can. I'd like to find ways to support you that you may not intuit on your own. And minimum, I'd like to be able to understand and predict you so I can feel calm, even if you're having an emotional experience at the moment, right? Share some emotional context with me. This is a great way to phrase it to help him understand. Now, you can definitely make him go watch my videos, the biology of avoidant attachment style, the video that's also titled Men with an Avoidant Attachment Style Need This to Be Happy. It's my most watched video of all time. Have him watch those videos. They talk about the different bonding chemicals and things like this. Watch some of the videos talking about sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, how he's locked in his sympathetic nervous system chronically. He cannot reach peace on his own. He actually needs someone else to help him. The mechanism of that is decreased sympathetic nervous system activation, enhanced oxytocin bonding, proper vasopressin bonding, serotonin release, and then that connection piece, the immersion into parasympathetic nervous system, then for through co-regulation. These are all scientific terms that sound very impressive that avoidant men start listening to, because when you throw science at him and it's more proven fact, then he can actually listen to it. When it's inexact and weird, like, well, I'm gonna love you and will snuggle you into happiness, and there will be unicorns, and you just have to cry about feelings. That's what he hears when you're like, share your feelings with me. That's what he hears. So don't do that. Hey, help me with some emotional context so that I can support you, help you find peace. And at the bare minimum, I can stay regulated because I understand where your context is at and where you're at, and I can predict you. I will be calm. And at least, bare minimum, that will prevent any problems from getting worse because then you won't have me worrying. I will be calm because I understand where you're coming from. Done. This is how you can help an avoidant man understand that emotional interaction is necessary, vital, and actually helpful to his long term goals. Make sense? So, boom, I feel like we solved that pretty fast. Now, what if he doesn't want to? What if he says, this is dumb? Well, number one, you need to be in a relationship with someone who actually is willing to work with you. You need to be in a relationship with someone who has a little bit of curiosity. Massively rigid thinking where they think they're smart and you're stupid That's not a very good relationship, just to be honest with you. I'm not saying leave immediately, but that's not a good relationship. Okay. Instead, working them around and saying, okay, what outcome are you trying to achieve? Do you want peace in your life? Right. Not meaning no problems, but a decrease in friction, especially in spaces where you should be at rest. Do you want peace at home? Do you want peace in this relationship? Do you want peace in yourself when you're able to rest? Do you want to sleep better at night? Would you like to avoid heart attack, stroke, cancer, especially young heart issues with that? Would you like to decrease chronic pain? Would you like your testosterone to go up? Would you like to become more resilient against worry, depression symptoms, immune issues, autoimmune issues? Would you like to strengthen all those? Would you like to improve your human growth hormone and actually improve your muscle gains? Would you like to hold on to muscles longer instead of watching them atrophy faster? Would you like to stop grinding your teeth at night? Would you like to, a lot of avoidant men grind their teeth. Would you like to stop grinding your teeth down to nubs and nerves and having root canals? Would you like to stop your hair from falling out and stop being bald and stop going bald from stress? Would you like to be able to rest at night and feel truly relaxed and at peace so that you can fall asleep, stay asleep all night, and wake up feeling fully refreshed without drugs and chemicals? Would that be helpful to you? Sharing emotional context allows for mammalian oxytocin bonding. Mammalian oxytocin bonding. There's a heck of a phrase you can start sharing with him. I would like to practice mammalian oxytocin bonding with you. That sounds curious. And you tell me it ups my testosterone and serotonin and allows me to sleep at night, and I will no longer grind my teeth to stubs. Tell me more about this mammalian oxytocin bonding. Well, you provide emotional context that decreases my stress level because I don't have to guess your emotional context. At the same time, I can provide a supportive role that you may not intuit because your stress level is up, my stress level is down. I can find useful ways to be helpful. I can enhance your chances of success, and I also can step in and provide you with more neurochemical and systemic peace at the same time. Interesting. Please tell me more. Well, by providing me with details about your emotional context and emotional state, as well as providing details about thoughts that you may be currently having or challenges you are facing, I can provide these benefits to you in return and practice mammalian oxytocin bonding. Interesting. And also, if we interlink our digits and if we hold hands, if you will, in this way, this also can enhance the mammalian oxytocin bonding and give you these medical benefits. I am willing to try these things. Yes, this is funny and hilarious, hopefully. It's hilarious to me anyway, you guys. But this is how you can have this conversation in a reasonable way with an avoidant man in a way that makes sense. Avoidant guys out there watching right now, please tell me if that was a more useful exchange than any talk you've ever had about a woman saying, please tell me your feelings. I really want to hear them. It would make me so happy. And I promise you'll be so happy too. And you'll cry and we'll be in love and we'll get married on the moon. Right? Which is more helpful, you guys? Let me know. But this ultimately is what you need to do. You need to make things measurable, scientific, list the benefits, and help them understand the exact investment you're asking them to make. Are you asking him to cry on the floor for 5 hours? This is what avoidant men think when you say, tell me about your feelings. Tell me about your feelings. Nope, I don't want to cry on the floor for 5 hours and have a pity party. I tell men, look, there's a false dichotomy between never having feelings or sharing them whatsoever and crying on the floor for 5 hours. The middle line is sharing your emotional context about a challenge and also working to resolve that challenge by diminishing the emotional impact you're having at the moment, right? That's the middle line. It's solution focused. It is short and to the point. It is not whining or venting. It is telling them what problem you're facing and how it's making you feel so they know the urgency level, and then solution finding. That right there is how you can share your feelings. Here's an experience I'm having at work. Here's how it's making me feel. Here's what I'm thinking of doing. What are your thoughts on that before I jump to that? Because I don't know if I trust my judgment on this just yet because I'm pretty frustrated. That right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's present in a video here on this channel called How to Talk to Women. It's not a pickup thing. How to talk to women. I'm having an experience, a challenge at work or with a friend or with a family member or whatever. I'm having a challenge. Here's how that challenge makes me feel. So you know the urgency level. Here's what I'm thinking of doing. Before I implement that, double check me. Do you think that I'm going off the rails on anything? Have I missed anything? That's a great way for a man to share his emotions with a woman. Enormously helpful. Make sense? That's how you do it. This is mandatory. You must, avoidant men, you must share your emotions with her because she floods with oxytocin, and that's her measurement of safety. You are sick to death of her saying, I want to feel safe in this relationship. You need to give her oxytocin so that she can predict how you feel, what you think, and what you'll do. And oxytocin floods her with GABA, which suppresses cortisol and literally makes her feel safe. So if you want her to feel safe, you need to share your emotions productively, solution focused, so that you benefit from it. You'll also get oxytocin, you'll get GABA. You will finally, for the first time in your life, have regulated cortisol. Avoidant men have unregulated cortisol, even though they think they're the most disciplined people on the planet. They are just white knuckling it. Your biochemicals are way off, and you're doing the worst possible thing for managing your stress and cortisol levels. You just think that you're doing it well. That's why you have to dissociate from your feelings all the time. Managing it through mammalian oxytocin bonding is the proper way of doing this. So, show him this video. My smug face, mammalian oxytocin bonding. Show him this video. Have these conversations. Learn these phrases. Talk to him about the benefits. Talk to him about the investment. Talk to him about the practicality of what it looks like. If you are telling him, tell me about your feelings, that is pointless. That is destructive. Don't ever do that. But if you're saying, I would like to share this with you. Here's why. Here are the benefits to you. And here's what it would mechanically look like so you know what I'm actually asking you. You think you're asking him to do something when you say, help me feel loved, share your feelings. You're not asking him to do anything. You're just generalizing a wish list. He does not know what that means. He doesn't know what you're actually asking. Okay, but what do you want me to do? Well, just share your feelings. Okay, but what do you want me to do? Right? There's the question. Measurable. What specific behaviors would be doing that? Why are those specific behaviors important to you and to him? Benefits to both of you. And measurable. How often or how much or what? Measure it. Okay. Investment level. That's the important part. So there you go. Guys, it's there are biomechanical reasons that are extremely useful for all of these things. If you help someone understand the biomechanical reasons of sharing emotional intimacy, you can help them understand and how to do this. If they refuse at that point, say, yeah, but I don't wanna, then they don't want a relationship. And at that point, it's not workable. But if they just don't understand, explain the biomechanics. There are research papers on this. There's weirdos like me who love to talk the science like this on the internet. Grab this information. Did you know that you can clip 1 minute segments from my videos? You can clip them, save them to your own channel. You can have a sequence of 1 minute videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of me explaining a 5 minute video sequence. Show him those 5 minute videos, sit with him, peel his eyelids back, and have him watch it, or just put a hamburger on a plate in front of him so he can't let go and he has to watch for 5 minutes, or 3 hamburgers for 5 minutes, whatever, and then watch those videos. Okay, do that. Have the conversations. If he can understand the principles, the biomechanics, the purpose, the benefits, he will do this if he is ethically avoidant and wants to actually have a relationship. Okay. Okay. Got it. All right. I'm going to open members only chat. I'm going to go back and take members' questions as well. I want to make sure you guys support me. I want to support you right back. And I appreciate your kindness, your care, and your support over the years. Edith, I have issues understanding transactional way of explaining affection. I was very supportive of him, helping him financially and professionally, even cheer him up when he was down just from love. I did not expect anything in return, just to be in contact. And there's the piece. You need to expect something in return because you did. You expected to be in contact. You expected ongoing relationship. That's not bad, but that's a transactional component. So you should say, hey, I want to invest with you and I am giving this to you. For me to have capacity to do this, here's what I need in return. It's not a question of how can I benefit from your suffering. It's for me to have capacity and make this sustainable, here is what I need in return from you for this investment. Everything's an investment. What do you need in return? The goal is not to like nickel and dime each other down where you get, 70% and they get 30. That's not the goal. The goal is to take care of each other so that you're both getting sustainability and both of you have capacity to keep giving to the other person. You're forming a sustainable feedback loop where you are taking care of of each other. That's what you need to be doing. Okay. Um, Ika, good to see you. Welcome. Once I learned the biochemistry of what was happening in my brain, I understand my anxiety. Yeah, 100%. And the healing started. 100%. The interest, the research is fascinating. When you take people who have panic attacks and you teach them the physical signs of panic attacks and why they're happening, their panic attacks decrease because they finally understand what's happening. If you can just understand what's happening and why, the mechanics of it, it takes away some of the scariness of it. I have little toddlers and they occasionally watch Daniel Tiger. And I have a Daniel Tiger song singing in my head right now of before we try something new, let's talk about what we'll do. Right. So it's less scary, the dentist episode and everything. Shout out to Daniel Tiger if you're watching. Um, but that's the component here, guys. Talk about what's happening and then understand it, and the fear will decrease. Paige, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for joining. Support the channel. I appreciate you. If you have questions, please hit me with them. Remember that you have chat priority and you have these members only questions sequence at the end on every chat thing for the rest of the month because you subbed in for a month. So thank you so much. If anyone else wants to, right here at the bottom, there's a join button. You can pop in and support the channel. Thank you, you guys. If you have a question, Paige, drop it below. Archeon, I thought you're supposed to say yes, dear, when you talk to your girl. Not ever. Not ever. It's kind of like happy wife, happy life. That's boomer advice. And you're probably joking, but that's boomer advice is just you quiet and submit and let her be happy. That's boomer advice right there. That's what that is. And I know you're probably joking. I got you. Edith, I wanted reciprocity. There we go. I told him so, meaning that I want what I want, the offer the same. That's it. Is he willing to do that? That's the question. That is the question, Edith. Is he willing to do that? You got to make sure you're actually with a person or in a relationship or offering to a person who's going to give reciprocity. They need to value it. Tristan, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I struggle with BPD and OCD from childhood trauma. I want to have healthy relationships. Do you have any advice? Starting an attachment course soon. Appreciate that. If you have not done any EMDR, it's an 80 to 90% effective rate at removing trauma responses. It is massively helpful. Now, it will not fix attachment issues and it won't show you how to build healthy relationships, but it can remove the trauma responses that keep you freaking out. Remember that your left and right brains are almost like different people. Your left logical brain is where you live, your right side brain is a drunk, scared monkey with a gun. And when you get activated through trauma responses about something that reminds you of a painful event in the past, your drunk, scared monkey with a gun takes over and starts making relationship decisions for you or life decisions. OCD usually is the person feeling so learned helpless. Learned helplessness is a big thing you should research. The learned helplessness kicks in, so they make a contract with the universe. If I follow these rituals, nothing bad will happen. But if I don't follow the rituals, something bad will happen to me. It's a false sense of control through OCD rituals. Keep that in mind. That's what your brain is doing. It's a sense of learned helplessness. EMDR can also help diminish a lot of that. It's the trauma response and the learned helplessness that needs to be resolved. Yes, attachment is crucial in there eventually to bring that in so that you can build great relationships, but we got to resolve the trauma component so you don't accidentally stomp on all those lead mines. That's what I say there. Paige, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, begot Daniel Tiger. Mr. Rogers is my personal hero. I grew up with Mr. Rogers, watching him on TV. He was phenomenal. In some ways, I hope I'm kind of carrying on his work just a little bit. I don't wear the cardigans. I don't look good in cardigans, but 100% Paige. You and I are on the same page like that. I hear that. Same page. Edith, he said, I can't offer you what you need. However, on New Year's Eve, he wished me to have all my needs satisfied. Hey, thanks for taking care of me when I need it. I can't give you what you need, but I hope you have a good life. That's what that sounds like to me. I would take him at his word. I would find someone who is happy to form reciprocity with you, Edith. That's what it sounds like to me. Ika, thank you again. I'm so happy, joyful, and secure, and your videos and live chats are making a difference. Keep doing you. Thank you. Get some rest. We need you healthy. I hear that. You know what? My father had such baggy eyes underneath. He had to have like removal surgery for extra skin. I have so much extra. I feel like a basset hound. My team sent me a video today. We said we removed your lower eyelids on this picture, and I was like, guys, that ain't gonna fly. So sorry about that. That's just my eyes. I got those. If I do this here, there we go. Look, normal eyes. No, I have so much extra. It's just is what it is. Look like I'm squinting. That's okay. Stop. Okay, I won't. Any other questions that you guys have? I would love to hear more from you guys. Any other questions about relationship components or helping avoidant men share their emotions? Anything else going on? I want to make sure you guys. I want to make sure I take care of you guys. Reciprocity, Edith. Reciprocity. There we go. Paige, having dreams is important. I wish for people to make big dreams. I agree with that. Having long-term goals. I'm the people in my private community, the attachment circle and group coaching, have been asking me how to build a life purpose and those life missions, and then backtrack them: 20-year plan, 10-year plan, 5-year plan, 1-year plan, 6-month plan, 3-month plan, 90 days, 1-month plan, 1-week plan, 1-day plan. Running through that with them on Saturday, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, it's important to have dreams. It's important to have goals. It's important to have a system in place to reach them. It's important to break them down like that as projects and manage them appropriately. Project management is crucial. People need purpose, 100%. People cannot live without purpose, not reliably. That's one thing that they've been finding with the challenge with UBI, is that it seems to strip away so much purpose, and people don't have deeper purpose without it. A lot of people struggle without it. So solving the problem of, if we implement UBI, how do we still help people push toward purpose instead of stripping away purpose so that they feel meaningless? And it's not that people are meaningless without striving for money. It's just that most people's survival is their focus, and their relationships are not where they should be either. So giving them the ability to have deeper purpose beyond just pay my bills, right? Arkan, I'm going to finish your attachment boot camp now that my phone's getting fixed. Amazing. Can a marriage work if one person loves the other more? I don't know that measuring the ability of the love between people is really a thing, to be honest with you. And if it's such a discrepancy that it's noticeable, there's going to be a problem. If there's such a discrepancy that it's a noticeable disconnect, there is going to be a problem. That's what I'll say. Tice Gibson said DAs usually share their feelings with phrases like, I'm very lucky to know you. Yeah, quite often. What do you think about this? My partner told me this. Well, they can. The ones who are very insecure and incapable of saying the L word, right? Or incapable of articulating their emotions in that way. If they're that pulled back and can't share what they're actually thinking or feeling with you, it's a good sign they might not be ready for a relationship. But yes, that's true. Many of them, so some of them will do that. I'm trying to buy land so I can start a plant nursery. Sounds great. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, if you don't have more questions, I'm going to go take care of my family. I can hear my dog barking upstairs, the attachment corgi. I can hear him. He's probably playing with all the kids. I'm going to go tuck my kids into bed, and then I'm going to go to bed myself. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for your support. Make sure you check out the other videos here on this channel that we talked about. Make sure you get that information. Take care of yourselves. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time.